Hello, everyone. This is Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the Beyond Bitcoin show. Today is December the 6th, 2020. Strong hand, only the beginning, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Be a unique beast. I'm offended by selling. Compete, don't complain. This game is not rigged. 5-digit realm. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. We're going to talk about that tonight. Hello, my elite friends. Do you have questions? I have answers. Type in BitcoinMeister or do a super chat. Check out last night's show, the Bitcoin Noise Show. I announced a new crypto dividend. I'm not going to talk about it on this show. You're going to have to watch yesterday's show to find out how to get the new crypto dividend, the new Bitcoin crypto dividend that is out there. Now, let's talk about, let's go beyond Bitcoin. This show, we talk about issues other than cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, but you can ask about that if you want to. In the universities in the United States of America, these kids, I mean, they're paying a lot of money for this education, and it's like going to University of freaking East Germany, okay? I mean, do they have the Stasi checking up on them, spying on them all the time? You know, oh, you're sick, you got to lock yourself up, or you were around this person. No partying, no drinking, no fun. So don't be near each other. Don't meet girls. I mean, you guys are CUCK, seriously, if you're paying for this. So I hope you rebel. Either you peacefully rebel by stopping going to college and stop paying, or just have protest. I mean, college kids used to have protest all the time against the government, against politics. How about stand up for your freaking selves, for God's sakes? Don't be CUCKs. This is not the real college experience you're getting, okay? I mean, what I had when I was in college, I mean, this is not even close to the fun, the freedom. College is about freedom, man. New experiences. Yeah, you're getting like an East Germany type of experience. Lockdown. That's no fun. You only get to be college aged once, okay? Only once. Make the most of it. You are paying for a very, very limited and depleted college experience. So don't be compliant, be defiant, stand up in some way. Now, this is part of the battle of 2020, okay? It can be summed up as the pioneering spirit that invigorates those of us that really are hardcore 20 percenters. We laugh at fear, okay? We are always trying new things, trying to break new records, exploring, okay? We're pioneers. Yeah, sure, there are obstacles. When we have obstacles, we jump over those obstacles. We figure out a way to defeat those obstacles, okay? And we come out stronger and better and more productive than ever. The pioneering spirit built the United States of America, okay? What happened to the pioneering spirit in California, okay? Because the battle is the pioneering spirit versus government dependency. That apparently there's a problem, and 80% of the people seem like they want the government to solve the problem. And a lot of those people are willing to accept anything the government tells them to do. If the government takes away all their freedom, they'll be, oh, yeah, it's worth it. The government knows best. They know how to solve the problem. What happened to the pioneering spirit? There's something in the Bitcoin overlay. I'd say this is one of the best places to experience the pioneering experience, okay? Creating, competing, not complaining. But yeah, that really sums up the battle that's out there. And I don't like to use war imagery very much, but that's the best I can do tonight because I'm tired and I really want to go to sleep, and I hardly feel like even doing this show anymore. But yeah, it's definitely be a pioneer, dudes. Keep innovating, and just don't be scared. Pioneers were not scared. Okay, you ever played the Oregon Trail, however you pronounce that? They weren't scared. They went at the grueling pace. And pioneers used to grueling pace. Most people in this world, they want the government to hold their hand, to wipe their tuchlis. There's no grueling pace, okay? It's people can't think for themselves anymore. Dude, read some books about the 1850s, okay? Go on that Oregon Trail. Now, I do want to say, and I said this on last night's show, but here in Phoenix, I've been here since Wednesday, and looks like they have rush hour traffic. People are not scared. People are walking around. I went to synagogue. It was packed. There were women and children there that were not scared. I mean, we have all over the country men that are petrified. I mean, I was seeing Orthodox Jewish women and children not being scared. It was great. And so far, all the places I've been, it seems like Arizona is the most free. And while California is like apparently getting ready to be totally locked down, and you see why people from California, logical people from California, want to move to Arizona. I'm seeing it firsthand right here, okay? So great job, people here in Arizona, in Phoenix. I am enjoying myself. I enjoyed doing my sprints today on your flat freaking ground, your flat road. It was beautiful. Then I was so invigorated by the 70-degree weather. I ran over 7 miles after I did my 15 sprints. Interval training, learn it. I talk about it on past shows. Now, I don't like pedestaling anyone, but apparently people, the government agencies that are trying to sell the vaccine, they know that people pedestal former presidents, known liars, Obama, Bush, Clinton, and it's been said that they're going to take the vaccine on national television. And for me, I don't care. What I do care is that this production shows that most Americans blindly follow the leader, okay? And blindly think that just because someone's been president of the United States, they are all knowing, and you shouldn't make up your own mind about an untested vaccine. If it looks like Obama and Bush and Clinton, one of your guys takes a shot, then you should take the shot also. That's what this demonstration is going to prove. Think for yourselves, people. If you're healthy and young, why would you even want to take the vaccine? I don't even get it. Now there might be some international travel. There are going to be some CUCK countries that aren't going to let you in unless you take it. Is that really worth it? Is it worth it for me to take an untested vaccine so I can visit like Australia 10 more times in the next 10 years or whatever? No, it's not. No, my long-term thinking. There's no reason for me to, I'm not sick. For me to take an untested vaccine that could make me sick, just so I can go to New Zealand one more time? No. I've been to New Zealand. I've been to Australia. I've been to a lot of awesome places. And if I'm stuck, quote unquote, in the United States, I can find a lot of awesome places here. Some free, awesome places here. Now, there's some places that aren't too free. California, I have no intention of going to California anytime soon until the ridiculous orders. They're not laws. They're orders from the fascist dictators in, be it Garcetti or Newsom, the hypocrites that don't even follow their own rules. No, I'm not dealing with that until those orders have disappeared. Now, best guest in the space, guys, here. Check out Friday's show, This Week in Bitcoin. Benny and Dragon and Brandon were on. It was a good time. Pound that like button like this shirt says to do. And Romy Q says, listening comprehension. Yes. Truth Teller 2020, I think you're making a joke there. I hope you're making a joke based on what you watched on yesterday's show. Okay. Now, where are we here? Oh, yeah. Sanjay Gupta. of CNN, that big virus panic prisoner there. Well, he does it for the ratings. I mean, he and CNN, they know how to scare people. Well, they had a headline that says, "How long can the USA hang on?" And Sanjay Gupta was going to explain how long can the What does that even mean? You're just trying to scare people, like the United States is about to die. Dude, come to Arizona, man. This is the center of the freaking United States right now, from what I can tell. When I was running, I could see over at the planes taking off quite often from the airport. The airport was quite crowded when I landed. So Arizona just isn't hanging on. Even California, where they have a ridiculous fascist government, fascist rules. And what I mean by this economic fascism, the government decides who should be open, what's best for the nation. We decide arbitrarily. This industry should be shut down, but this one shouldn't because they're our friends and it's fascist. And we pick and choose to. They don't control the means of production. They're not actually producing, but they're shutting down certain producers and they're letting other producers be open. It's fascism, straight up economic fascism. And I forgot what I was even saying there. No, but even they're at least they're not dying in California. I mean, the state of California is not. There are people producing still from their houses. Okay, locked down from their freaking houses. They're still producing. Sanjay Gupta's headline there at CNN makes it like the country is dead. No, it's not dead. There are sick people that are dying. Of course, sick people die all the time. People didn't take care of themselves. Of course, they're susceptible to all sorts of diseases. I mean, personal responsibility is the new counterculture. And when I was in the airport, when I was in BWI, when I was flying out of Baltimore, it was pathetic. For the flight, the Southwest flight to Long Island, which is in New York, they were making a separate announcement, a different announcement. You have to fill out special paperwork, special forms that talk about your history. If you were near anybody that was sick. I didn't see the form. It's so ridiculous. It's all a show. It's virus theater. Of course, I mean, you want to get on that plane. And if you think you were around someone that was sick, you're not going to say so. What the heck? What's the point? It's ridiculous. But Cuomo thinks he's protecting people. I mean, what a loser. What a sociopath. Just what a control freak that he's making it a little harder for people to get on a plane to the state that he's a governor over. But I heard it for myself. I was there in BWI, and they were warning people, fill out your form to get into New York. It's so great to be in It's so great to be in a normal state where people are acting like normal human beings, all over the place. It's beautiful. Of all races and ethnicities here, all sorts of people acting normal, men acting like men. It's great. People working. They're not scared. They're not. You totally get the vibe here in Arizona, in Phoenix, that people are just not scared. They're living their lives. That is the way you should be. That is the way you should be. And if you're scared, then go lock yourself up. Okay, don't. This is where the big boys play. Now, don't. If you're scared, don't beg for the government to lock everybody else up, so you can feel like you did something. So you can feel safe. Take responsibility, or actually do your own research and see what this really is. Could it even affect you? Are you susceptible? Do you take care? Are you healthy? And it's funny. I talked about expiration dates and mass delusion. That expiration dates on food. It's a total mass delusion. Everybody believes. So many people believe that that date. After that date, the food is bad. Throw it out. And that we live through so many mass delusions. We're living through a tremendous mass delusion right now with the virus. There's so many people that think it's the end of the world because everybody else says it's the end of the world and CNN is scaring you. Well, anyway, when I was walking to synagogue on Saturday, 5 miles each way, I sound like some old timer. I used to walk 5 miles each way to go to synagogue in the snow. Well, there's no snow here, but I did walk 5 miles each way to go to synagogue. There was a package of 2 hard-boiled eggs, airtight sealed, and they were no preservatives. No preservatives. It said no preservatives, 2 eggs, hard-boiled, and it said it expired on November 26th, and it was just sitting outside. So I put it in my pocket, went to synagogue, walked back home, and for dinner last night I ate those 2 hard-boiled eggs. Dude, you people with your expiration dates and Americans with eggs, they are so scared. That's the worst to do. I found eggs on the street that said they were expired, and I ate them. And I didn't die. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. Now, and it's just the abundance that we live in. It's just amazing. People, I'm starving. There are people going to soup kitchens, this, that, and the other. It's abundance. You can find free food on the freaking, that's a meal right there on the ground. I found a meal on the ground. And that was rat still. I don't know why the person abandoned it. Who knows? And I'm not making fun of soup kitchens and all that stuff. No one is starving in America. You can go. There are plenty of charitable organizations where you can eat. You can go into dumpsters and find plenty of great food. Or you can just, like me, I've told you many times on the show, I found onions on the side of the road, perfectly fine onions, oranges, apples, just at bus stops. People leave things. I don't know. And have I become sick? No. I'm as strong as I ever. I'm a freaking unique beast. Pound that like button. Now, I will say this about the media, but they've done a good job. And one of my principles is I am totally against scapegoating. I can't stand people who scapegoat, who try to blame others for their problems, who just take personal responsibility. Now, so I'll give the media a lot of credit, though. They love the scapegoat, whether it be the president he's the cause of all your problems. You're not the cause of your problems. And, you should be scared because of this. And, well, here we go. Normal people out there, and I have spoken to some normal people, and I'm going to give you an email I got from a normal person that shows someone who's fallen for this nonsense. But like CNN was saying how all these people in Utah, that the cases in Utah were skyrocketing. So someone I knew was scared. Someone I know was scared because I was coming back from Utah. And so I'm sure other people from other states were like, oh, someone from Utah is coming, that's worrisome. It's like you have the plague because the media said, cases in Utah are increasing. So if you encounter anybody from Utah in New York City, there's a high, hang on. Yeah, my connection's been going bad. Sorry about that. But pound that like button. Yes, Saturday's show, I just put in the chat. Watch yesterday's show. I gave you Unique Beast information. But so the media has also focused on Orthodox Jews in Brooklyn and New York City. They're like, it's high case rate. There are a lot of Orthodox Jews that are getting it. And so there have been people that have warned me. They're like, well, Adam, you're going to an Orthodox synagogue, in Baltimore or Arizona, that's not Brooklyn. They're like, be careful, be careful. I mean, so it's unbelievable. Scapegoating, people are falling for it. Now, so I'm going to read you an email I got from someone. Yeah, so you become untouchable. If you've been around any of these scapegoated people, any of the cases are surging people, then you yourself are becoming untouchable. It's amazing how freaked out people are by this thing. Now, this person, this is not someone I am familiar with in Arizona, who I thought I might see, says, welcome to cowboy country. Now, I had told this guy that this is a man. Believe it or not, this is an email from a man. This is how pathetic men have become, okay? This is a grown man wrote to me. Now, we were maybe going to get together, okay? But look, and I said that I had been at synagogue yesterday. He says, and I said to him, I'm impressed by how brave the people, quote unquote brave, the people of Arizona are, how normal the people of Arizona are. Well, this guy isn't too normal, apparently. Welcome to cowboy country. Although lately the residents are being more careful about spreading the virus, there are many who really don't think or care about it. Hence, that is why they seem less fearful. The infection rate is quite high in Arizona, particularly in Center City, where I am. Please be careful, especially in the crowded shul. It seems that Orthodox Jews, particularly in NYC, are not too careful about social distancing and or taking precautions. By the way, this person is Jewish who sent me this. So yeah, even Jews are hating on other Jews. I mean, believe CNN. They hate your own people. That's good. That's cool. So this is the world. Grown men scared of other men who've been to shul and trying to say that people are just not acting normal in Arizona. They're not acting responsibly. Yeah. Okay. Now, personal responsibility. Now, okay, I talked about cold showers last week, and I said I can't really prove it does anything for you. But the one thing I forgot to mention, really, and I've mentioned this before, it wakes you up. If you want to make sure you're freaking awake and ready to do a freaking show at 1 a.m, or it's 12:30 in the morning now. Now, I didn't just take a cold shower. I take my cold shower right before I eat. And it just, I'm as hungry as anything right afterwards. But I mean, it gets your metabolism going, I think. I mean, for me, it feels like it. It increases my metabolism because I'm hungry afterwards. Usually I'm not, everyone knows I fast at least 22 hours every single day. And I'm not like starving by the end of my fast. But man, when I take that cold shower, it just gets you going, man. I'm like a madman afterwards, baby. I'm wolfing down salmon heads. I had 2 salmon heads here. Delicious, delicious. Wish I could show you them, but I already ate them. I ate them the other day, actually. But I ate some more. Today was sprint day, so I had, my meat, my fish. It's very, very carnivore-y. The only non-carnivore things I have on sprint day are these two little oranges and a little bit of onion. Avocado too. But very low carb on my sprint days. Now, I've explained that before. I want to say I will not back down from the other side of the story, okay? So many people that tell the other side of the story, they're prone to kind of back down and be polite, like, well, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings because people are dying, blah, 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 blah. No, that's not how you do it, okay? That's not how you do it. This is not about being polite. If you know the truth, you state the truth. You go to battle, okay, against the people who are exaggerating this situation, who are creating fear. You need to be if you know the truth, be proud of knowing the truth. Be an example. Be someone that people can find pride in, okay, and confidence in. I know people gain confidence from me doing these shows, okay? Now, because of jobs they may have, they can't speak up. But I'm speaking up, and I'm not toning it down either, okay? I'm not making this politically correct when I'm talking about the situation that's out there that we've been going on now for 9 months, how ridiculous it is, how men are not men anymore, okay? I could sugarcoat that, couldn't I? And just say, and get rid of the masculine aspects of it. No, we're not going to do that here, okay? Stop acting like women if you're a grown freaking man. If you're a woman, I can understand, maybe, all right? But being a screaming Karen woman, that's not necessary. Go lock yourself up. Because I am not sacrificing for you, you fat, screaming Karen. Pound that like button. I've been living my life, and if California doesn't let me live my life, I go to freaking Arizona, baby. And that's why you cannot be tied down with so many attack vectors. I know some of you have kids, you have cars, you have houses, you have jobs. I don't have any of that stuff, man. And that's the Bitcoin overlay, baby. So that is freedom. And I'm not backing down, baby. So who's the girl in the picture this week, okay? I showed you I've told you before in Baltimore, I was friends with some Romanian women. And previously I showed you the main one, who was just a friend of mine. This one in the picture with me was one she introduced me to at Red Maple. And this one I tried with. Now this one, unlike the other one, this one was an American citizen. She had come with her family when she was a little bit younger, and she'd gone through the whole citizenship process. And she had transitioned from, a woman, a girl who had grown up in an Eastern European country in Romania with those traditional values. And she was a nice person. She was deep down a nice person. She wanted to be a successful person in business, and she strived to be a successful person in business. Now, when adapting to America, she adopted the ways of the American woman. Okay, she learned about beta males and juggling men, and trying to pick the best man possible, and that she was in control, and getting rid of some of those traditional things from that you would expect. There's all of you guys out, so many people out there like, you need an Eastern European woman. You need no. She was an Eastern European woman. She was an American Romanian American. But she became an American. She got into the feminism and everything like that, and juggling men. And well, anyway, I took her to Orioles opening day, and didn't go as well as I expected. As I after that was it. I cut it off after that. Didn't get what I wanted out of the situation, which was good. It was good I had the maturity to do that. Now, had I been totally red-pilled by then, I may have seen some signs before I even took her to the Oriole game, okay? I might have not even spoken to her for the amount of time that I did. But anyway, there's her picture. She was, again, like the main one, like the main Romanian, they were both very thin, very, very thin. So they ate well. They did not adapt the American eating lifestyle like my Brazilian friends did. But so all you do is they're like, get yourself a good Eastern European woman. Well, when they move to America, then most likely they toss it out the window. Okay, they want to fit in. Fitting in is overrated. They could keep their traditional ways if they wanted to, but they want to fit in with their other American women, and they see how great the other American women. If you're a beautiful American woman, you can juggle all these men around, and so hey, I'm a beautiful Romanian American woman. Better take advantage of the situation. Get some beta male CUCKs here. But deep down, she was a nice person. I'll say that. Okay, so that's the girl of the week from Adam's past. I know people like those stories, but yeah, in America, there's a lot of abundance in America, and she took it upon herself to take full advantage of the abundance in terms of the men and whatnot. At least she didn't take advantage of the abundance of food here, of McDonald's and all that. I took her, you know what? I did take her out to a Greek restaurant. I remember that too. So yeah, that was money blown too. Oh well. Anyway, it was the Greek restaurant when I used to go to restaurants, Samos. I wonder if it's still open. It was the best Greek restaurant in Baltimore. And it was not, it was a good deal. It was not fancy. There was another one across the street that I took my friend Sarah to the same night that I scored with her. So maybe taking the girl to the more expensive Greek restaurant pays off better. I don't know. But Samos, the cheaper one, was better than the one I took Sarah to, which I ended up having sex with her that night. But anyway, so we're flashing back way too much here. Let's move on. And Sarah is in a past video of mine. You can see on a past this week or whatever this is called, the Beyond Bitcoin show, like 7 weeks back. If you want to see what she looked like, and I discussed my situation with her that I was fully successful. Now, but this one, no, I was not successful with it all. And here we go. Oh wait, there are questions, but I want to tell you about. I'm not gonna. So, Truth Teller. Are you going to explain? I'm good. No, dude, you have to watch yesterday's show. I assume you're joking. Yeah, I mean, if you watch yesterday's show, if you want to know about the crypto dividend. This person is very curious about the crypto dividend, and it's explained on yesterday's show. All right. And I think this guy is either being a troll or just making a joke. Well, one of the two. But he's free to do that. I let anybody say anything they want to in the chats. Okay. Just seeing if there was anything else in the chat. And anyone following directions. Well, Truth Teller 2020, I do give you, if you're a troll, at least you're a troll that can follow directions because you typed in at BitcoinMeister. Other trolls, they're too stupid to even understand how to do that. Now, or they're just too impulsive, or a combination of the two. Now, speaking of the opposite of being impulsive and being stupid, there is a guy out there, Peter H. Diamandis. I guess he's Greek, right? Speaking of, and Samos is on Eastern Avenue. I mean, I bet they're all closed now because of this virus. Eastern Avenue in Baltimore, it's Greek town. Not many people even know about Greek town in Baltimore. People know about Little Italy, but they don't know about Greek town. It's near Highland Town, which are all neighborhoods off of Eastern Avenue in Baltimore. And some people will know Eastern Avenue for Fells Point and Canton, where the young people used to drink, at least. I don't know if you can drink still in Baltimore. I'm not aware. So Exponential Wisdom, episode 93, Longevity Mindset. This is such a positive show. This dude, Peter Diamandis, he is into longevity therapy, and he talks about how the FDA holds back some of this progress, that people out there have come up with therapies on perhaps extending people's lifestyle, lifespans, but the FDA holds back. They regulate, okay? And people should have the option to try any of these rejuvenation drugs, okay? He talks of moonshot long-term mindset goals. I mean, I love these terms. Moonshot. Yeah, that's great. Take a risk. Take a moonshot, baby. I love it. Exponential mindset he talks about. So Exponential Wisdom is the name of the show. He has a whole series. I have not had time to watch other shows by this guy. I believe he's an entrepreneur. I mean, he's accomplished a lot in his life. I forgot his whole story. And I think I found out about him from Yaron Brook. Now, I don't think this guy's politics are going to jive with mine totally, but that doesn't matter. I don't care about politics. I care about someone who's in motion and who is productive. And I mean, this is golden age type of stuff when you're talking about extending a lifestyle and all that stuff. So we had a story from a few weeks back, and this is the golden age, and I love it. I love being alive now. I forgot to mention this when this came out, but the dictator of Michigan, Whitmer, who uses a lot of Botox, she slammed Scott Atlas, who was a advisor to the president, because he said that people should rise up. They should rise up in Michigan. And I mean, he was talking about rising up peacefully. But I mean, she had a hissy fit because, you know, she can't have anyone against her. You know, there can't be any opposition when you're the dictator. But I love what Scott. I like Scott Atlas a lot, and he was right. Okay, and people should rise up. But look, if you look in the, and I haven't linked to it below, but on Twitter, all these informants in the thread are all these. They're tattletales. They say report his harassing, misleading, or violence-inducing tweets. But he tweeted out to rise up. So people are saying, tell on him. Oh my God, they're violence-inducing. And some were copying the FBI on his tweets. I mean, this is unbelievable. Don't like what someone says, and then they accuse them of incitement and to tell on them to every authority. I mean, this is what little children do who can't debate. There's something they don't like, and they're like, I gotta tell on someone. I gotta tell on this person to authority. So yeah, plenty of people were like, yeah, tell them I'm reporting to the FBI. I mean, just what an informant society. Well, what has happened to the pioneering spirit? That's not the pioneers that were traveling across Kansas and Oklahoma and Nebraska and whatever, out of Utah. They didn't tell on other people. They just went forward. Okay, they didn't complain. They competed. Now, the school thing is ridiculous. That people are so scared to send their kids back to schools, and these schools are shutting down. And so, I'm brainstorming here a little bit. It would be great if some wealthy people of industry said the following to scare some of these parents straight. That, hey, if I find out that your kid went to a school that was locked down during a 2020-21 school year, I'm not going to hire your kid ever. That might scare some of I mean, there's got to be some fight back out of all these ridiculous school rules that are coming out. All this fear around sending kids to school. I mean, someone's got to wake these parents up. Like, dude, you should send your kids to school. You're destroying. I mean, if you want to destroy your kids, destroy your kids. But you're destroying your kids, and someone's got to wake you up that it makes no sense. That keeping your kids home and buying into and spreading all the madness about the schools and the virus. All right. Hey, so dude, watch yesterday again. Truth teller, I said on yesterday's show, you have to visit the site of the crypto dividend, and that person will keep you updated and tell you how to do what you need to do. Okay, you did not listen to what I said on yesterday's show. Clearly, I can tell you did not. Either you're joking or you're trolling, or you just did not listen. You have to have listening comprehension. What you were asking me was answered yesterday. It was answered yesterday. It's very easy. It's very easy. You've learned about it from me, and then you learn about the rest from the person putting on the crypto dividend as he updates the site. Visit his site, okay? But I gave you dates also. I gave you dates. I miss Trace Mayer. Any idea where he is? You know, Mike Wiseman, you didn't ask the question correctly because you didn't type in BitcoinMeister, but I saw your question. And a lot of people ask me that question. And I just assume he's working in the background with Caitlin Long. I've said that a couple times. I have no proof of it, but I know he is a lawyer, and I believe he helped her out with some of the legal matters, setting up her Avanti Bank, and I'm sure she would like his help, and I'm sure he'd probably be willing to give. You know, where is Trace Mayer? Trace Mayer is freaking rich somewhere. That's where he is. Who cares? Don't put him on a pedestal, and don't hold your breath about him coming back. You don't need him. Bitcoin doesn't need him. He did a lot of great things for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin doesn't. One person does not make or break Bitcoin. All right. And Mike Wiseman, you said first time watching the show. My bad. Well, welcome to the show, Mike. And okay, good. We all make mistakes. In order to ask a question, you type in BitcoinMeister or you do a super chat, but welcome. Welcome to the show. All right. And lots of people are curious about. It's interesting. You say it's the first time watching your show, but you bring up Trace Mayer to me. So, I mean, that I know Trace Mayer somehow. But you say it's the first time watching the show. Okay. All right. Trace Mayer's been on the show quite a few times. And I know him personally. Now, I've hung out with him a couple times. Now, we talked about rising up peacefully. I'll do this next time. There is still no proof that this thing is in the air, by the way, in a major way. I mean, if you cough in someone's face, yeah, but this whole 6 foot nonsense thing, I've seen nothing has proved to me that it's in the air. I believe it's on surfaces. I mean, I think it's fecal oral. I think it's a tremendous fecal. They've seen it. They found it on surfaces more so in restrooms than in other rooms. Wash your hands, dudes. The masks do nothing. And these long haulers, I mean, they're some of the same people who are just hypochondriacs for attention all the time, all the time. I mean, so much of the drama out there is people wanting attention, and they want people to feel bad for them, and they want to climb the victim totem pole of fame. That's what it's about these days. You know, you get attention for being a victim. What a world. Where's the pioneering spirit when you need it? Well, it's here in Bitcoin with the 20%ers, baby. Pound that like button. Live it in the Bitcoin overlay. So at Karl Denninger's site, market-ticker.org, on yesterday's show, I linked to his white paper, which is a great explanation of the virus for logical people. But in his forum, he had this comment someone left. And the person was wondering, why is the government doing all these ridiculous things? And the person says, it's an accident, seriously. When they did the first lockdown, it was out of fear. They discovered their error, but it was too late. The fear had already been shown, and they had to justify their reaction to the public. How? Make it sound a little worse than it actually was. Then the amount of pain they'd inflicted on the public was so much that they felt that they had to justify it. The only way to justify it was make it sound worse than it actually was. Then they had to act like it was true. So, mask for all. It's all horrible. Look at all the people dying. But it's really not that bad, except in nursing homes. So let's double down on the mask and try to justify all the other BS. Okay. Anyway, you all are living through it. You know, most of this BS is people trying to justify past actions so they don't look like idiots. Since the public is so bloody gullible, it's working out pretty good so far. So yeah, they're digging themselves a deeper and deeper hole. You know, they made a mistake. They thought it was serious at first. They acted in a very harsh manner, shut down businesses, and they had to double down and say, well, they couldn't admit no one can admit they're wrong. No one can admit they're wrong. And so they just keep on justifying their past actions with harsher and harsher actions. And they don't want to be blamed for anything, these leaders. There's no responsibilities. As regular people out there, we should say, ignore the leaders. Either leave your state or be defiant by not following these orders. They're not laws. When I went to Washington University in St. Louis, I've told you guys this a few times, and I was in the business school there, and I get the magazine, the Olin magazine, the business school magazine, and the Washcu magazine are sent to me because I'm an alum. And in the business school now, they have a global mindset requirement. And I like this idea. They're requiring that students spend some time abroad, and it's scheduled, it's set up through the business school. And I really think that is a great learning experience when you get to experience business in another country or just experience another country. Back when I was in college, there were options to do a semester abroad, and that was the last thing I wanted to do. It's just something I was not interested in at all. And as I became older, I was interested in traveling, and I saw just how much you can learn. So I really think to be a well-rounded business person, if you're going to pay so much money to get a marketing degree, a business degree at a top 20 school, you might as well learn as much as you can. Now, I got to say, when I was at school at Washcu, I wasn't even trying to learn. I was just trying to get grades and just pass the test. It's I did not take advantage of all the resources that I had there. Now, on my extra time, I really got into the internet there, which helped develop me some sort of very important aspects of my life. That in the long term got me interested in Bitcoin. But going back, I think it's a good idea to have that type of requirement. I don't know. I'm sure there are other schools that now require that global mindset, whatever you want to call it, just getting out of the United States and experiencing a different country and in the business in a different country. So good for Washcu, and enjoy spending $50,000 a year there. They've done lockdowns also, which is pathetic for $50,000 a year. Now, when I went there, it was not $50,000 a year, whatever it is now. I don't know what it is. I will tell you this. I had quite a few loans when I got out of Washcu, and I paid those things off as soon as possible. That was a very good idea to do. They told us, I'll never forget it. They did, again, a lot of schools don't teach you practical finance. They told us something that was very practical. At the end of the senior year, they gathered us all in one big room in the business school, and they said, we've had people come out of here, and many years after they've graduated from college, they try to buy a minivan for their family, and they find out that they have they can't get a loan because they haven't been paying off they forgot about their college loans, or their lack of paying their college loans have destroyed their credit. So I remember that garbled story in my head. I mean, right when it wasn't as garbled at the time, and I was like, I'm paying this thing off right away. When I'm a grown up, I don't want to get into a situation where my college loans destroy me. It's amazing how, like, today, there's so many people that don't have that mindset, that they're like, yeah, my college loan, I'll go into great debt. I don't have a way of paying it back. I'll let it destroy me. All right, but that was the opposite with me. I was like, sure, I'm not letting this destroy me. AOC, everyone's making fun of her, but she's selling a $57 t-shirt that says Tax the Rich on it. And they're just saying she's a hypocrite because she's being a capitalist. I don't care about that part. What I care about is that it is acceptable in mainstream society for a sitting congressman to encourage other people to scapegoat the rich, to steal from the rich, to hate the rich, to encourage class warfare like that. Tax the rich is an attack-filled statement right there, okay? That's steal from the rich. I want what they have. So government, find a way to steal from them. So that's the part that I don't like about it. Yeah, whatever. She's a hypocrite. We already know that about her, all right? But it's sad and sick that it's just no one else is saying, like, well, how about the message she's preaching there? Tax the rich is thievery, and it's class envy, and it's scapegoating. We're not. We know in modern day America, you don't generalize about people of a certain race, or you're called a racist. Okay, this is just as bad. This is just as hating on people because of their income is just as bad as hating on people because of their race. It's no difference. There's no reason to be envious or to hate on someone because of that. Oh well, I forgot to write something down. Oh yeah, the Baltimore Sun, which I read online just to stay in touch with Baltimore a little bit. There's still like a piece of me that's there that I have to keep up with some current events, and my family's there. The headline, you can go to the Baltimore Sun website. The main headline every day is the number of cases, of virus cases in Maryland. And this is what sells. It scares people. The number keeps on getting bigger. I mean, it's stupidity. It's mindlessness. It's appealing to the lowest common denominator, because everyone out there can understand big numbers scary. And that's what the Baltimore Sun is about. In the days of my father's youth, the Baltimore Sun was a respected newspaper. John F. Kennedy apparently would read the Baltimore Sun in the White House. That was one of the papers he read. At least it's my father heard. I don't know. Maybe that was just a rumor passed around Baltimore, but it was a better paper. Now it's nonsense. It's a bunch of virtue signalers, kids writing. I mean, a lot of papers have deteriorated into that. Scary number, big number, scary. Ah, man. Ken Rosenthal used to write for the Baltimore Sun sports section, okay? And you might not like Ken Rosenthal, but he is one of the biggest names in baseball in terms of journalism. And he started with the Baltimore Sun, okay? So that just, and that wasn't that many, that was in the 90s still. That shows you the caliber, how far the caliber has gone down the toilet at the Baltimore Sun, where now it's big number this, big number that. Yes, Ken Rosenthal, the short guy you see interviewing people, baseball players, those of you who know baseball, he was a writer who helped drive Eddie Murray out of town, apparently. So I've been told. Anyway, okay. He hated, and Ken Rosenthal also hated Peter Angelos, really had a battle with Peter Angelos, the owner of the Orioles. Nonetheless, he was not a hack writer. He's a smart guy. And that's not what the Baltimore Sun is now. No. Far from it. Okay. Here is a quote from an article that I read on the plane. As compared to honor and dignity cultures of the past, a victimhood culture makes us more prone to outrage and glorify self-righteous indignation. That's true. Pound that like button. Here is there's a survey out there, and it's not a shock that since the lockdown has happened, people are sitting more. There's not as much physical activity. That's real healthy, isn't it? For me, nothing has changed. My physical activity is just as much as previously. I'm eating just as healthy as I was beforehand. For the normies, though, they're eating horrible and they're sitting more. What's that going to lead to, do you think? What's that going to lead? Are they going to be more susceptible to disease or less? Funny how that is, isn't it? All right, I'm not going to talk about Larry Hogan crying. The Nasdaq to require one woman and one minority or LGBTQ on company boards. I mean, they can do that. But I mean, it just shows you how much corporate culture wants to fit in. And, you know, how fitting in is so overrated that some corporate entity should just say, no, okay, we don't care. We're not going to be on we don't care if we're part of the Nasdaq. We're going to have the best board possible. And if there are minorities and women on it, then fine. If not, then fine. All right, I'll leave that out. Veritas, James O'Keefe and Veritas did an expose of CNN and Jeff Zucker, the president. They've been spying on their morning conversations like for a few months, and it's pretty revealing, but it's not shocking. CNN is biased, but no one is talking about this. Like CNN isn't covering the story, so I'll link to that below. So if you haven't heard about it, you can learn about expose CNN. They really, on social media, they really do a good job of hiding this stuff, of everything that James O'Keefe does. But don't be a slave to the algorithm. Find it yourself. I found it myself, even though mainstream media isn't covering it. I don't need an algorithm to tell me how to find real news. Out of Michigan, we need to band together and fight this closure. And Dynamo ownership is urging Michigan restaurants to defy Governor Gretchen Whitmer and the state's virus shutdown order and reopen. I love it. There were all these people on Twitter that were just shaming, but I was encouraging, of course. And here's an article that puts in perspective. St. Louis has had 239 homicides this year, and 238 virus deaths this year. All right. And all right, we talked about the market ticker. Let me see if there are any other questions. All right, that's it. We just have some, all right. Democrats want government to pay off loans now. Yeah, they do. They do. Some people will be very angry because they paid off their loans. Oh well, we'll see what comes about in this next year in terms of bailouts. A lot of money is going to be printed, so you want to be owning Bitcoin. And I assume most of you watching this do that already and are in the Bitcoin overlay. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, BitcoinMeister, Disrupt Meister. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot, guys. Tweet it out, retweet it. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow somewhere. Bye-bye.